Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm gonna demonstrate you all my thought processes during a match to help you see what's going on in an experienced player's mind. After watching, you will be able to make better decisions for yourself and you'll become a better player. Buckle up, this will be a long ride because I will be talking about every single thought in my head and you will see exactly why I decided to move a certain way in a situation. You will know the reasons behind my move choices, etc. I will be using notations and frame data, of course. Here's a quick explanation if you aren't familiar with these concepts. If you need more info, search on YouTube or Google, and I advise you to look up basic concepts like backdash cancelling, punishment, crushing, etc. I'll be showing you my own footage, but before we start, you should know that playing safe is the go-to method of playing in high-level Tekken, and I'm aiming for that playstyle too. I don't risk much unless I need to or I feel like it's gonna work out, or if my opponent doesn't know the matchup. This doesn't necessarily mean using only safe and block moves. You have to realize that every move in Tekken is risky. The safest thing to do in Tekken is doing nothing but moving and blocking. Even a one jab that is +1 block is risky because if you whiff, you can get punished. Every move has a recovery animation, and during that animation, the character cannot block. That means every move can be whiff punished. This is why, for example, abusing evasive moves like a madman instead of proper movement and blocking backfire eventually when they figure out that you always rely on evasive moves. You can punish opponents without risking much, just by moving. My point is, evasive moves have their uses, but they will never replace proper defense. With proper movement and without risking when you don't have to, you will be more consistent in your wins because you won't rely on luck, and you won't be punished so often. As a result, you will win more matches. You'll climb those ranks and you will not be clueless when your opponent finally figures out your flowchart. We are gonna watch replay footage from my matches with Divine Tricks, a fantastic Xiaoyu player. We had a first to 5 and I won the set eventually. I'm only human, I make mistakes like everyone else, so you will see dropped combos and such. Now let's rewind to the beginning of our set. Before every match, you should already have at least a simple game plan in your mind. So my preparation before the first match was something like this. I knew I was going against Xiaoyu, and I knew that I'm supposed to sidestep left and sidewalk left versus her in the neutral because most of her key moves don't track that way. I also knew that Lili has better range than Xiaoyu, so I can punish her pretty easily, and I already had a couple of moves I could use against AOP on my mind. I mentally ran through all the most used unsafe moves Xiaoyu has, so I would be better prepared for punishing them correctly, especially the ones Xiaoyu players of his skill level tend to use.
Round 1. Fight.
At the start of the earlier rounds, I like to backdash to see what my opponent does. I could get a punisher without risking much. You'll notice how many people, especially in ranked, like to press a button as soon as the round starts, and then you can get a free whiff punisher. I tested him with a couple of pokes at first to see how he reacts to them. Honestly, here I was amazed by how he sidestepped my down 3 when I was at +8 after down forward 3. This usually doesn't happen. I saw that Divine Tricks knows that he's supposed to sidewalk left versus Lili, so he knows something about the matchup. And here I accidentally got a running 3 instead of a forward 3, and I panicked, and because of that I lost the whole round. In round 2, he was already trying to open me up with pokes, but I was patient. And this was a wonderful sidestep duck by him. Sidestep duck is a common strat versus Lili, especially when she only has a minor frame advantage. It blocks her tracking down 3, and if he had sidestepped to the opposite direction, he could have gotten launched by a hopkick, which tracks that way pretty well. This hopkick made no sense. I haven't found an easy way of dealing with Xiaoyu's AOP 50-50 after a running 3, and I didn't want to risk getting hit by something bigger than just the low, so I just took the low. I wanted to see what he does after the running 3. If you stand up after getting hit by Xiaoyu AOP low, she can relaunch you. That's why I just side rolled instead, to take a possible ground hit instead of a full launch. Ah, the hop kick again. Lili's down forward 3 after jabs on hit are unsteppable and interrupt most of the opponent's retaliation, and it's +3 on block. That's why it's one of my go-to follow-ups after jabs on hit. Since he sidestep ducked before after down forward 3 on block, I did a down 4 now instead of a down 3. Down 4 is 12 frames fast, so he wouldn't be able to sidestep duck it in time. I was caught off guard here by that magic 4, didn't realize Xiaoyu's orbital is only -3 on block. He was pretty good at blocking my lows. I was thinking I should probably go for more mids.
Round 3. Fight.
I got clipped here, I'm not sure what I was trying to do. This is another dangerous trap from Xiaoyu. When I see Xiaoyu sidewalking, I know he wants to catch me tech rolling. Again, I took the low because I didn't want to risk getting wall spot by a mid. I'm pretty bad at blocking or predicting lows in general. I should have known he was gonna go for the low because he'd been doing the AOP low pretty often. On the contrary, he is really good at blocking lows. I really should do more mids, that's what I was thinking. I lost the first match 3-0, but we still had many more matches to come, so I had the chance to win. At the start of the next match, I had a feeling he would try to go for a slow attack or a sidestep versus me. That's why I decided to go with down 2-2-3. It's a mid-mid, pretty fast string and tracks a bit to Lili's weak side where he often stepped me before. So the string covered both options. I poked him a bit so I would not be too passive. And then I caught him trying to get in with my down for 3+4. I got more confident now with my reads, so I was poking here a bit more. I was using safe pokes that don't have too many openings, and I won eventually. I got a better grasp of his playstyle now. I threw out a forward 2 at the beginning of the next round to try to catch him sidewalking to the left, but for some reason it didn't work. Usually forward 2 from Lili tracks that way really well, but I think I was late this time with the forward 2. Lili's down forward 4 after Korusuka forward 3+4 on block is a frame trap that also tracks both sides versus most characters. So it's one of my go-to options. If you see your opponent blocking your unseeable lows often, it's probably because your timing is always the same. I started doing Korusuku forward 1-2 backturn cancels and mix-ups from them, since in the previous rounds I saw he didn't really react to the cancel. And my hop kick finally worked. You can't let them run in your face all the time to mix you up. With Lili, forward 4 after many wall enders is a really great option, because it will catch most retaliation options from the ground, and if they stand up or side roll on the ground or tech roll, then they are forced to block forward 4. They cannot move, they cannot interrupt it, or they will get hit. Also, forward 4 is safe on block, and if they stay on the ground to avoid forward 4, they cannot stand up and whiff punish me because I already recovered from the forward 4 animation. So they can only whiff punish me with something like a toe kick. Many times my opponents think they could whiff punish my forward 4 with a spring kick from the ground, and then I end up blocking the spring kick and wall spotting them. The risk-reward ratio is in my favor.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
He's fighting back here, and I tech rolled at the wall.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
I dash blocked at the beginning of the next round. It's a form of intimidating your opponent but staying safe in case they throw out something. If I pressed a button there after dashing forward, I would probably get counter hit launched by that sidestep 4 from Xiaoyu. Her sidestep 4 is minus on hit, so I don't always let Xiaoyu players continue their offense after sidestep 4. I sometimes do wall standing too after a down 4 with Lili, because it catches people stepping to one side and it avoids some highs like jabs. I got the life lead here, so I just tried to stay safe and don't do something stupid. But then I got counter hit launched by her wall standing too anyway. I was thinking about that missed punisher on sidestep 4. If you make a mistake during a match and you start panicking or thinking about that mistake, you get distracted from what's actually going on in the moment. That's why it's important to let it go. It's the past now and you have to focus on the rest of the match. I dash blocked with Lili after the rage drive on block, in case he throws out something like a rage art or sidestep AOP versus me, or magic 4 or orbital something. And with dash blocking I also got closer to him while he was backdashing, and he saw him ducking there at some point. He was expecting a low, but I changed my timings this time on Root of Evil. My hop kicks in the first match didn't work because I didn't place them well, but they really did work from the second match and onwards. I got a feel for when he was gonna press a button and when he would not. I felt confident now, so I finished him off with an up 4-3 plus 4-3. I think I started adjusting myself in the second match. Many times, even in tournaments, you'll see a player losing the first matches, but then winning the rest of the set. It's because they adapted themselves to their opponent's playstyle. In first to 5 and in deathmatches you have way more time to adapt yourself to your opponent, whereas in tournaments you don't have so many rounds. Every mistake counts and can eliminate you from the tournament.
Round 1. Fight.
Now I was just repeating what already worked before. He was using down back 4 versus me at the wall with Xiaoyu often. It's a great low, very scary at the wall because it's +7 on hit and forces crouch. So I didn't want to get wall spot by anything afterwards. And then I was just dash blocking and trying to finish him off somehow, and I ended up finishing him with a throw.
Round 2. Fight.
I got a little too confident at the beginning of this round. Now this is important. He was pressuring me with down back 4 again, and then tried to wall spot me with a safe mid. Now in a previous video I told you that sidestep cancelling is a very effective way of getting away from the wall. That means just doing a slight sidestep and then blocking. And I told you in this video that Xiaoyu's weak side is her right side. So I avoided his down forward 1, which is a linear mid, and I got a Matterhorn punish and I got my momentum. Defense is offense sometimes. Then I clipped him with the Rage Drive. He quite struggled versus my Lili at mid-range. I clipped him with the Cartwheel and the Rage Drive.
Great. Round 3. Fight.
Now Xiaoyu's 4/3 is minus on block. I tend to retaliate with a Wasening 4 because many Xiaoyu players go to AOP after 4/3 and continue their offense. So in that case a Wasening 4 would interrupt them. I didn't go for a forward 4 this time at the wall because I knew he would be blocking anyway, so I went for a quadruple forward 3+4 instead to get my plus frames. I didn't mean to do a down forward 2 at all, but it worked. But if he blocked my down forward 2, he could launch me for big damage, because I ended up in back turn stand by accident. And here I just keep repeating what worked till now.
Fight.
"3-1 is my go-to tool versus AOP stance. It hits really low, it tracks exactly to the way where AOP auto sidesteps, wall bounces, has great range, and is only minus 13 on block. Sometimes I use it versus back turn stance as well.
KO. Round 2. Fight.
As I said, I really got my reads and his timings now, so that was a beautiful sidewalk left from me. When you spike a back-turned opponent with forward 3+4 with Lili, if they hold back, a forward 4 would re-wall splat them, and also catches a bunch of other ways of standing up from the ground. And as I said before, it's really hard to whiff punish Lily's forward 4 from the ground, so I blocked his attempt and I punished him. And there's the wall standing 4 after his 4/3 to finish him off. He was either panicking at this point and he didn't realize I would go for the wall standing 4 as I should, or he expected me to try to go for a low. Anyway, I would not want him to low parry my low, so I just went for the safer option and wall standing 4. Now I think Xiaoyu could go under Lily's wall standing 4 with a side roll from AOP, but he never really went for it, so there was no reason for me to not go up for a wall standing 4. He started falling for a lot of my stuff. I had a huge life lead, so I felt confident about just throwing out a back 1/4 to finish him off. Even though the second hit is unsafe, it's only -11 on block, and I had a huge life lead, as I said before. Watching your own replays can really help you improve your gameplay. You shouldn't look only at your mistakes, but you should also look at the stuff that you did right. See what works and why it works. That can help you to become a better player too. I was late with my Matterhorn Punisher there. No throw break on the throw. Well, Xiaoyu can relaunch you easily after her throws as well if you try to stand up. That's why I did not stand up. I think it's guaranteed for Xiaoyu actually, so you can just take the damage and then stand up. He didn't even block many of my lows anymore. After Lily's back turn down 3+4, down 3-4, that mini combo from the back turn sweep there, a down 4 3+4, the cartwheel, would relaunch opponents who don't tech roll. But he tech rolled. There aren't many reasons for not tech rolling versus Lili.
Round 2. Fight.
Still falling for the AOP 50-50. And as I said, I clipped him with the cartwheel quite a lot of times. And with the rage drive. A balcony break with Lily's back to 1+2 works only if the combo is shorter than the one I performed, so I should have gone for a different wall break. Since he almost always presses the button as soon as the round starts, I sidewalk left versus him. I didn't remember that Xiaoyu could parry the 1+2 there after my jabs from Lili, cause no Xiaoyu player ever did that to me. Great stuff from Divine Tricks. And the frame trapping back turn 1+2 after Root of Evil caught him. He was trying to go for another tech roll catch, but I knew about it. Every time I see Xiaoyu in Hypnotist stance versus me at the wall, or sidewalking after wall splatting me, I know he's trying to relaunch me from the ground, and you're not supposed to tech roll. I was going for back turn stance after Root of Evil more often now, since I knew he would punish me only with a wall standing 4 anyway. I kinda conditioned him to punish me with a wall standing 4 only, I think, since forward 4 on its own is only -12, but if Lili goes to back turn stance, it becomes launch punishable. Now, you remember that in the beginning of our set, after blocking my back turn 1+2, he went to AOP and dashed in my face to try to mix me up, but I interrupted him with a hop kick? Well, he tried again after blocking another back turn 1+2. Trying to interrupt your opponent while they are trying to mix you up can be risky, because if you mistime your attack, you will be counter hit. So that's why I sidewalked left instead this time. Not many attacks from Xiaoyu would be able to track me from AOP, and if they did, they are not very damaging. I knew he would try to go for the AOP low and the AOP mid launcher mix-up anyway, and those two options can be sidewalked. However, her AOP mid launcher is finicky and sometimes it catches you while you're trying to step it. I spiked him in a back turn combo again with forward 3+4. After forward 3+4, a down 3 is guaranteed. They cannot block it, they cannot avoid it. I was ready to break the 1+2 throw this time, and it's a smart choice from Divine Tricks because that throw switches sides even if I break the throw. So he got away from the wall and got me to the wall. Then I sidestepped my way away from the wall and finished him off with a Root of Evil. Lili's offense can be quite momentum based. He could have interrupted my Root of Evil easily or blocked it since it's quite slow, but he was just blocking. I kinda knew that he would just block, so I felt pretty confident with my forward there. And that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know down below in the comments if you would like to see more videos like this and what you thought of this video. I'm really interested in your feedback. I will read the comments. And with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!